shakalaka, Bitcoin crashed to exact levels that we discussed in previous videos. Scarily exactly same levels we talked about. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 possible scenarios for Bitcoin coming up, plus the best altcoin to buy right now, and the 2021 Bitcoin prediction you don't want to miss. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we are talking about the Bitcoin crash. It happened. It's over. Let's talk about it because this was insane. We predicted these exact price levels. If you don't believe me, check that out. Also, we're going to be talking about 3 possible scenarios for where Bitcoin is headed. You'll want to see all of those. And we're talking about the best altcoin to buy right now and the Bitcoin prediction for 2021. Before we get into that, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. We are getting so close to 200,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, every single one of you. It means the world. Also, come join us over on Twitter at The Crypto Love, where every Friday we give away one of these sweet shirts. Yes, you too could have a shirt with a unicorn shooting a Bitcoin and rainbows out of its butt. Come join us over at The Crypto Love on Twitter, where every Friday we give away one of those shirts. Now, what is going on with Bitcoin? Guys, we predicted these price levels 100% correctly. That doesn't happen too often. I've been close, but 100% correctly, no jokes. So basically what happened, we saw this head and shoulders formation a few days ago in that video I pointed you to a little bit earlier, and we said based on this, guess what? It looks like, based on the height of the head, we'll be seeing Bitcoin heading down to $30,000, exactly where Bitcoin price hit. $30,000 is low. But not only that, because we were talking about how Bitcoin price gets concerning when it goes above a 40% correction in consolidation. And 40% correction from the top at $65,000 is right down here at $39,000, exactly where Bitcoin price is hanging out right now. So what are we waiting for? Well, Bitcoin price has to break this downward trend, this dotted line that it's been in, and then we might see some more sideways and or upward movement. One line that I definitely want to keep an eye out for is when we take this off of a log scale, this right here, this trend from the very bottom, this started back in October, okay? This trend from the bottom of the bull run, as we can see here, Bitcoin broke through it, and right now it's actually sitting on that trend line in the non-log scale. So I want to make sure that Bitcoin can continue up that trend and then head up, because that'll differentiate a continued bull run from a potentially bearish scenario. Now, Bitcoin did something yesterday that it has not done ever before, ever. This is the first time. Bitcoin's first $10,000 move in a single day. My buddy Rain and I were talking about this. We were joking about it. We were like, you know, there's going to be a day where Bitcoin moves $10,000 in a day. We just didn't realize it was going to be down. So it happened. And if we take a look at it, we can see there are a few other times when Bitcoin moved $1,000 in one day, or $100 in one day, or $10 in a single day, or $1 in a single day. Now, taking a look at all of those moves happened pretty close to a peak. So, does that concern me? Well, in yesterday's video, which you can see right here, I talked about there are a couple of things that I'm concerned we might be at a peak, but hopefully we're seeing a local peak, something like here in 2013, as opposed to a total peak, because we didn't even have a blow off top. I mean, it was just a wick off distribution, an intermediate peak type of thing. So if we take a look at the previous benchmark moves for Bitcoin, the dollar move was back April 30th, 2011, when it went from 275 to 405. This was 39 days prior to the top of the 2011 bull cycle. The $10 move was 3 days after the 2011 bull top. The $100 move was exactly the top of the 2013 bull cycle. The $1,000 move was 18 days before the top of the bull cycle. So based on this puts us somewhere within 40 days of the top of a bull cycle. So that's somewhat concerning. But a lot of people right now are still speculating that we have an intermediate top as opposed to a full top. And I gotta say, you know, this top feels like very inadequate for a bull run. It does. However, will this bull run happen this year? I don't know. Will it happen in future years? I don't know. We kind of have to wait and see. But let's take a look at some things that will help us out. First thing here, the NVT price. Willie Woo posted this a few days ago. That basically the NVT price here, anytime Bitcoin price drops below the NVT price estimate, which is an organic valuation supported by long-term investors, every time it does that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it happened previously. 4 times out of those 5 times, with the exception of right here in 2018, it was a great time to buy. So that would make right now a great time to buy, as we are still under the NVT signal. There's actually a 70% chance that this is an amazing time to buy. So let's take a look at 3 scenarios for Bitcoin, because like I said, I can't predict the future. I'm not even a financial advisor. I just sit in a room and make YouTube videos. But what I can do is I can say, hey, there's 3 possible scenarios in my mind for where we are. Okay, first scenario, we just kind of had like a long sideways movement like what happened here in 2018, and then the bottom dropped out. So 1, we could be right here back in November of 2018. That's possible because, you know, price was consolidating sideways for a month or 2, and then boom, bottom dropped out. We could be right there. Scenario 2, we could actually be at this intermediate peak. Now, we didn't have a blow off top, but if it's just kind of a rounded intermediate peak, we could be there. So that's another scenario for where we could be. The third one is we might just be at a top. Maybe we are at the absolute peak, like maybe we are at the 2017 peak. So let's zoom in and take a look at all of these scenarios to see which one we are likely at and where the price could potentially go based on these things. So first thing is, if we are at that $6,000 area from 2018 and the floor drops out, okay, when that happens, price goes down to right around $30,000, which it did. We're looking at this blue one here, by the way. Okay, goes down to $30,000 and then stays in the Bermuda Triangle of Bitcoin, which is this area of indecision I made, which we're still in, unfortunately. Stays in there until about October, and then it actually breaks out, and we have a peak around $125,000 by December of 2021, by the end of the year. So that would be great. So that's one scenario. And I think that one somewhat likely. I think more likely is we're at an intermediate peak. So if we are at an intermediate peak, price again drops down to right around $30,000, which it did, and then we start heading up, breaking out of the Bermuda Triangle of Bitcoin for good by around August, and then we have a peak. Let's see, we have a peak of $585,000 by October. So that's a great solution. I really like that one. I hope that one happens, and I'm sure you guys all want that one to happen. So those are the 2 good potential solutions for what's going to happen with Bitcoin. The potentially bad solution, let's say this is an actual top, because if you watched yesterday's video, I pointed out a lot of things that just kind of mimic what was happening in 2017. Now, granted, this is different than 2017, but sometimes history rhymes. So if this is a top, potentially we might see the price continue to bleed. It'll just bleed out a little bit, come back up, give us some hope, bleed out a little bit more, give us some hope, bleed out a little bit more, give us some hope, and it actually kind of comes down around $20,000, which is the previous peak, to basically hover there, find some support there, and then the bottom drops out, and then we go all the way down to about $9,600. Now this would be surprising because this is actually underneath the 200 weekly moving average, which generally Bitcoin never goes below. It never has had a weekly close below the 200 weekly moving average, which right now is around $12,000. So that would be right around here, making this scenario kind of not possible based on history. So based on that, I think those are 3 possible scenarios for Bitcoin. I think now is probably one of the best times ever to buy. Like if you're looking to buy altcoins, and Bitcoin now could be one of the best times to buy. There's a 70-some% chance, everything except for this drop right here, that it was the best time to buy. Now, if you're buying, Bitcoin is still a great thing to buy. Nothing's changed with Bitcoin. It's still the hardest money that's ever been around. There's a fixed supply, 21 million of them. That's never changed. But a lot of you want insane gains. So this right here is what I would say is the best altcoin to buy today, right now. Like if I was going to put a whole bunch of money on one altcoin, this would probably be the one. And what is it? Well, it's called Pancake Bunny. And what exactly is it? I don't really understand it. It's one of these DeFi things and whatever. But backed by Binance Labs, involved with PancakeSwap and BNB and all of that stuff. But they just had some very traumatic news. Pancake Bunny tanks 96% following $200 million flash loan exploit. They just lost a lot of money. And because of that, the price just tanked. Like if we take a look at the chart for this, the price just tanked. It was all the way up at $545 at the end of April. Right now, price is, say like, it says $25. Price now is $25. And guys, this is pretty much the lowest it's been ever. This is, I don't know, 20x? Yeah, it could 20x from where it is right now. Now, why do I say this one? Because this one just has some really bad news. The price tanked. There was just a flash loan exploit. They just lost $200 million. This is really bad. Well, this actually reminds me of something that happened to a very popular coin that everybody wants right now called SushiSwap. Back in September, SushiSwap head chef dumped tokens and the price tanked. If we take a look at it, what happened? The price was like $10. He dumped his tokens, and then the price tanked all the way down to $1.45. Well, since then, guess what? The price is going all the way back up to $22, $25, somewhere in that area. So these types of things, especially when combined with what just happened with the market as whole, this insane crash, I think that makes Pancake Bunny one of the best buys right now. Now, for those of you guys who want to get Pancake Bunny, you would have to go check it out on either PancakeSwap, OpenOcean, MXC, or Who. So it's not available in too many places, but I think that this one has the potential to potentially go back up quite a bit. Now, the last question, where is Bitcoin going? What type of price can we see by the end of the year? I still think that Bitcoin repeats itself, even though who knows what's going on right now. I think we have an intermediate peak right now, and then we'll have a big peak towards the end of the year. So if that happens, based on what the developer of the Colin Talks Crypto Bitcoin Bull Run Index has created, we would have a $230,000 Bitcoin by September 23rd of 2021. So the top is still near. I still think this could potentially happen. It may be the end, but if it's not, it's going to be a great year. So thank you guys for watching. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter. Enter to win one of these sweet shirts. I will catch you guys later. Love you all. Have a good one. Peace.